Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of the Unstoppable Dynamics channel of wrestling results here on this channel. So we have AEW Dynamite results for March 23rd, 2022. Tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite was broadcast live from the HEB Center in Cedric Park, Texas. This contains spoilers. Tony Schiavone, Excalibur, and Jim Ross were the broadcast team for tonight's event. It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. CM Punk versus FTR's Dax Hardwood with Cash Wheeler. Dax hugged Cash on the ramp, and then Cash returned to the locker room. The crowd was hot right now, right from the start, chanting CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. They locked up, and Dax took Punk down with a pair of head scissors. Right back to their feet, and Dax applied a side headlock and hammered Punk with a hard shoulder tackle. Punk rallied back with two arm drags. The Gun Club were ringside, observing the action. Dax hit Punk with great force with a snap suplex and followed up with a leg drop. Dax nailed Punk with a backbreaker. Hardwood drove Punk to the mat again. And once again, Punk was favoring his lower back. Dax saw Punk clutching his lower back. That may be the portable blood in the water, said Excalibur. CM Punk took advantage of the Gun Club, inadvertently distracting Hardwood from ringside area. With Punk's chops connecting with impact, Punk and Hardwood traded for forearms and elbows, but Punk got the better of it with a beautiful leg lariat for a near fall on Dax. Punk climbed to the top turnbuckle, but Dax met him up there. Dax was looking to bring Punk back into the ring the hard way, but Punk countered and shoved Dax to the mat. Punk was looking for a top rope elbow drop, but Dax wasted no time and shoved Punk, crunching Punk on the top rope. Dax superplexed Punk into the ring and followed up with a diving headbutt for a near fall on. Excuse me. Sorry. Punk plowed a suplex attempt by Dax, and then Punk suplexed Dax over the top rope and down onto the mat. Cash Wheeler ran out to check on his partner, and Dax brutal fall over the top. Punk got his footing on the top rope, and hit Dax with a diving crossbody. Punk transitioned to the Anaconda Vice, but Dax escaped. They cradled one another for back and forth near falls. Punk attempted the rising knee strike in the corner, but Dax countered with a slingshot powerbomb for a near fall. The fans were chanting, "This is awesome, this is awesome, this is awesome." Punk finally got that rising knee strike and went for the GTS, but Dax countered with a sharpshooter. "Shades of the Hitman," said Tony Schiavone. Punk rolled up and transitioned to a deep Anaconda Vice, forcing Dax to tap out. After the match, Punk mentioned to his waist, gesturing for a championship belt. 8-man tornado tag. We have Sting, Darby Allin, and the Hardy Brothers, Jeff and Matt versus the Butcher, the Blade, and Private Party, Mark Quinn, and Isaiah Cassidy with Andrade El Idolo, Jose Assistant, and the Bunny. No disqualification. Anything goes for this tornado tag team. Sting off the top, taking out 3 men, said Jim Ross. Darby Allin also rocketed outside the ring on the opposing opposition, but both teams were brawling outside the ring into the crowd. Jeff Hardy jumped at the blade, sending both men over the barricade. Sting hit a stinger splash on Cassidy. "This one is out of control," said Tony Schiavone. Andrade snuck up behind Darby and whipped him with his belt. The Butcher picked up Darby and hurled him down a flight of stairs. Matt Hardy was about to hit the side effect on Cassidy, but Mark Quinn came up behind and with a blow. Private Party sent Matt Hardy crashing off the side of the stage through a table below. Jeff Hardy set up a ladder in the concourse. Darby and Sting held down the Butcher and the Blade on tables. Hardy climbed up and over the ladder stood a small beam and smashed down into the Butcher and the Blade with a swanton through a table easily 15 feet below. Cassidy connected with a steel chair to Sting in the ring, but Sting got fired up. Sting used stinger splashes on Private Party. They tried for Private Party, but Sting snatched Cassidy out of midair and used the Scorpion Death Drop, while Matt Hardy hit the side effect on Quinn, and they pinned Private Party. The Hardy brothers working extremely well with the team of Darby Allin and Sting to pick up a victory here tonight, said Excalibur. Backstage, we have FTR told Tony Schiavone that the Gun Club hasn't earned their respect and they see them next week. Varsity Blondes, Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr. with Julia Hart versus Jon Moxley and American Dragon, Bryan Danielson with William Regal. William Regal joined the commentary team for this match. Both teams slugged it out to start the match. Julia Hart had her back turned to the ring and was sitting by the ring post. Mox kicked and chopped away Pillman, but Pillman rallied back with a high-flying dropkick. Griff tagged in, but Mox caught Griff's boot and then suplexed Griff. Mox tagged in Danielson, and Danielson fed off with a stiff kicks. I said Ted off. And pretty much this is AEW's page. Mox blasts Pillman with a King Kong lariat with Danielson German suplex Pillman. Moxley got a boot in the mush from Garrison. Well, Pillman connected with a dropkick to Mox for a near fall. Moxley nailed Garrison with a paradigm shift and tapped out Garrison with a rare naked choke. The sheer and utter destruction by Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson once again, and said Excalibur. William Regal walked to the ring to congratulate his team. Moxley grabbed a microphone. Moxley says, "I am very, very lucky man. I have been fortunate enough to compete against the best in the world and to compete and learn from the best in the world. But there is only one man whose opinion I care about, his lordship, William Regal. And the seal of approval from Lord William Regal is the only badge of honor I ever needed. Just like my friend, the perfect wrestler, the great American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, we were forged in combat." Sorry. But this message is for anybody, for anyone that thinks that have what it takes to stand beside us If you think you've got what it takes to ride with us, you need to reach deep down into your soul where you love pain. If you want a badge of honor from the Blackpool Combat Club, you have to earn it the hard way. Wow, goddamn. Wake up. Stop stuttering. And stop messing up. In the next segment, we have MJF came out to the ring with the chairman, Shawn Spears. MJF was surrounded by security guards. MJF says, Wardlow, it is such a shame that you couldn't get the job done last week, especially because, unlike you, I'm actually a man of my word. Unlike you, I honor my business agreements. When I told you a few weeks ago, when I told you that if you won the TNT title, you could keep it, I meant it. That's why it's so sad you weren't able to beat Scorpio Sky. You want to know why he couldn't beat him? Because of you, you dumb fucking idiot. You're holding him back. But right now, I want to talk about CM Punk. You decided to cheat to win. Don't know where, don't know when, but there is another match. And when there is, I'm going to give you the most embarrassing loss of your entire career. But even then, it won't even be over until I attend your funeral and piss on your grave. Back to the other spineless coward, Wardlow. I'm going to start calling you pig, because that's what you are. A greedy little pig. If it wasn't for me and the contract you signed nearly 3 years ago, these people wouldn't know who the hell you were. I made you Wardlow. And thanks to me, you now have a beautiful roof over you and your mama's head. And how do you repay me? By costing me the most important match of my life, and then having the audacity to step into my ring and speak into my mic and ask me to release you from your contract. Listen to me, piggy. You signed a deal with the devil, and all the devil's deal are ironclad. You thought you had it bad before? Piggy, I'm about to make your life a living hell. Wardlow approached to the ring and began taking out security guards until more security guards piled on. MJF says, you don't get it, Wardlow. You don't work for AEW. You work for me. And I'm going to pay you to stay at home until all these people forget you ever existed. Until you wind up like the way I found you, and absolutely nobody. Now allow me to squash some rumors. The Pinnacle has never been better. And starting next week with FTR in action, the Pinnacle is about to move up. And what do they say about the Pinnacle, Mr. Spears? Spears says, when you're in the Pinnacle, you're always on top. So we have Jay Lethal versus Adam Cole, baby. A lot of shared history between these two men, said Excalibur. Cole backed Lethal into the corner and began kicking him. Jay Lethal fired back with chops to Cole's chest. Jay Lethal scored with more shots to Cole. Lethal drop-kicked Adam Cole right in the face. Lethal tried a drop-kick off the turnbuckle, but Cole dodged it. Cole went to flex, but Lethal connected with a drop-kick, and then 3 top suicidas to Cole. Red Dragon, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish walked out onto the ramp to get a closer look at the match and their friend Adam Cole. Lethal was determined and applied the figure 4 lock on Cole. Jay Lethal thought he had the win, but Cole reached the ropes. Cole manages to distract the referee while Bobby Fish jumped onto the ring apron. Adam Cole was looking to lower the boom, but Lethal came back with the cutter. Lethal was trying for the lethal injection, but Cole countered with a super kick. Adam Cole blasted Lethal with a Panama Sunrise for a near fall. Jay Lethal with a will not be denied, said Excalibur. Lethal attempted the lethal injection, but referee Paul Turner was distracted by Red Dragon. Adam Cole connected with a low blow, and then Cole lowered the boom. Cole finally pinned Lethal. Cole grabbed a microphone. Cole says, "There is nobody who deserves the AEW World Championship more than me. Hangman Adam Page stole that victory. I saw fear in his eyes last week because he knows he's looking at the man who's going to take his world championship. He knows he caught lightning in a bottle. And the next time we face, I'm going to shove that bottle up your ass. You're a world champion. Your world champion is a coward because he doesn't have the guts to come out here to face 3 of us men to men." AEW World Champion Hangman Adam Page stormed out to the ring. He removed his leather belt and started to whip Cole and Red Dragon. Finally, the numbers got to the better of Adam Page until the AEW Tag Team Champions Jurassic Express, along with, of course, Christian Cage, came out to even up the odds for Hangman Page. Not even up the odds, it gave pretty much them one-man advantage. Hangman Adam Page stole the AEW World title and walked out of the ring holding it over his shoulder. Okay, I think that should have been Adam Cole. Tony Schiavone was in the ring to interview Sammy Guevara and Tay Conti. Sammy says, 3 weeks ago I lost the TNT title, but Tony, I still have this ring, and when I'm in it, I'll always give you a show. If I'm going to pay for it, when I'm older, then screw it, because it's worth it. You people get me everything I want in this business until now. Tay says, because Paige, we want payback. You're going to get your ass kicked. Okay. American Top Team Dan Lambert walked onto the ramp with the TNT Scorpio Sky and All Ego Ethan Page. Lambert said Sammy and Tay could kiss that match goodbye. Sammy and Tay said they knew they lived rent-free inside Dan Lambert's head. But if Lambert knew what they did with that belt, while Sammy was still the champion, Dan would know that they live in Dan's mouth too. Red Velvet versus Legit Leela Hirsch. Chris Statlander was burned from ringside during this match. Leah kicked Red Velvet from behind as Red Velvet was entering the ring. They brawled outside the ring with Red Velvet's ramming Leela into the steel barricade. Red Velvet went to do it again, but Lethal reversed it and sent Velvet into the barricade this time. Back in the ring, Red Velvet delivered body shots to Leah Hirsch. She followed up with a standing moonsault press onto Leah. Leela slammed Red Velvet to the mat hard with a gut wrench suplex, and then a second gut wrench suplex for a near fall. Red Velvet went for a springboard, but Leela countered with a German suplex. Red Velvet brought down Leela with a Icono Slam Colosseum. She hit a corkscrew kick to Leela, but Leela rolled out of bounds. Leela rolled out of the ring and pulled a turnbuckle iron from her trunks and cracked Red Velvet with it. Unbeknownst to ref Bryce Remsburg, Leela scored the win, and after the match, Chris Statlander charged in and went after Leela. Chris Statlander cleaned house for legit Leela Hirsch. New AEW Women's World Champion Thunder Rosa was interviewed on the ramp by Tony Schiavone. Vicky Guerrero interrupted the interview before it began. Vicky says, "Rosa, you may think of yourself as a leader, and I'll give you a little bit of that credit. You think you're a Texan. Don't insult Texas. Take your green card and go back to Mexico." Oof. The native beast, Nyla Rose, ambushed it. Thunder Rosa from behind. Vicky says Nyla Rose is meaner and hungrier for the title for this title than ever. The Jericho Appreciation Society and the influencer Chris Jericho, Daniel Garcia with Jake Hager, Cool Hand, Angelo Parker, and Daddy Magic Matt Menard versus Dark Order's John Silver and Alex Reynolds with Preston Vance and Alan Five Angels. Chris Jericho and his new crew, said Jim Ross. John Silver shoulder tackled Chris Jericho. Silver followed up with a deep arm drag. Reynolds tagged in, and they used a stereo drop kick on Jericho. Silver and Reynolds used a top suicide brainbuster combination to plant Jericho on the arena floor. Ref Aubrey Edwards ejected Press 10 and 5 because she thought they attacked Jericho outside of the ring. But it was actually Chris Jericho who kicked the ring steps. Jericho regained momentum in the ring, but then went for a lion salt and Reynolds dodged it. Silver tagged in and charged at Jericho. Silver wiped out the entire Jericho Appreciation Society outside the ring. He took out the entire crew. Amazing, said Schiavone. In the ring, Schiavone smashed Silver with a code breaker. Garcia tagged in, and Reynolds and Silver used incredible tandem offense on Garcia. Garcia grabbed referee Aubrey Edwards to distract her while Jericho hit Reynolds with the baseball bat. Garcia applied a scorpion deathlock onto Reynolds and made him submit. Catch AEW Dynamite on TBS next Wednesday live at 8/7 Central from the Calian Life Arena in Columbia, SC. Don't miss AEW Rampage this Friday on TNT at 10/9 Central. And remember, the home of professional wrestling is All Elite Wrestling. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you guys do not miss an upload here on this channel. I am sorry for all this stuttering and all that. It just... Sorry. I can't help with me stuttering, but I hope you guys would understand what I'm going through in my life. Please subscribe if you're not a bully. Thank you for sticking around throughout this whole video. If you have, give this a big thumbs up. I appreciate you. Please subscribe if you haven't. If you have subscribed, let me know in the comments below saying you subscribed and stayed all the way through this video. And I'm out.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Skiz here. And if you don't subscribe to Blonde, and the unstoppable denominator, then you are a toothy bumfuck, pussy ass bitch motherfucker.